What's up? Got rained out, so I'm out doing some quotes, drink some coffee. Hey, I want to talk about something really important in this video. If you're not making as much money as you would like to make in your business, or you're struggling all the time and you're living check to check, you know, living off of a wire, and you're kind of in fear all the time, struggling to pay your bills, I want to talk about that in this video. And I might be able to say some stuff that might help you turn it all around, and I'm not saying I can help you. I just want to let you know that, you know, it wasn't only 5 years ago that I was completely flat broke in a poverty mindset. And when I started my business, I was actually felt guilty charging my customers money. I was afraid that if I made more than $15 or $20 an hour, that I was ripping them off, and they would find out that I ripped them off, and then bad things would happen to me. And it was this whole distortion that was happening in my head, and I thought it was the real world. Starting a small business has benefits to it that I can't describe. These benefits are way beyond just making money. You get to get around customers and people who have money, who can afford to hire you, who can afford luxury. And the more you get around these people, if you grew up around a real poor family and around people on welfare and things like that, maybe you don't know any wealthy people, or you haven't been around them. But once you start getting around these people and they become your customers, and some of them invite you into their homes, and you see like grand pianos and spiral staircases. I mean, my first year in business, a customer would invite me in their home. I'd be like, oh my God, what are these people are aliens. What do these people do they're better than me. I'm a piece of shit. They must be smarter than me. They must be better than me. And I would think all these crazy thoughts. And I would go back into my piece of shit truck, and I would cry on the way home and not want to go home to my wife, because I felt like I was worthless, and all this horrible destructive thinking. If you're thinking any stuff like that, I want to encourage you and say, if there's two men, they both do the same thing for a living. One makes $15,000 a year, the other makes $150,000 a year. They're both doing the same thing for a living. The only difference is what's going on inside of their head. The only difference is what they believe inside of their personal value and who they are. Could you imagine telling a customer to trim their bushes? They're going to trim their bushes. What's it, 20 bucks? No, you say, 200 bucks. Now, if you have a poverty mindset, you're afraid the customer is going to go, what? You scam artist, you thief, you con artist, get off of my property before I call the cops. Shame on you. Disgusting. Now, if you have a wealth or abundance mindset, you'll be like, 200 bucks. You're like, oh, I gotta do this for 200 bucks. I really want 400, but I guess I'll do it for 200, right? And the customer goes, nah, it's too much. I'll give you a deal. I'll do it for 175. But this is a one-time thing, right? And you trim up the shrubs. It takes you an hour. You just made, you know, $175 in an hour or whatever. And if you do that a lot, you make, I guess, really good money, right? Well, the funniest thing is, when you really believe it, and you believe you're worth it in your heart, and you believe that you have value, and you believe that you are going to be great, and that you want a big house like they have too. You want a nice Lexus or a Mercedes like they have too. You want a brand new whatever that is, and it's not about material things. It's really about intrinsically, like inside, who you feel about how you feel about who you are. But here's the great opportunity. The more and more you get around successful people, is the more you start to say, oh my God. You look at yourself in the mirror. You get around them, and then you self-observe. You get around them, then you look at yourself, and you go, oh, well, I'm a person too. I'm a good, hard-working person. I want that too. I can't have that. I can't have that. Why not? You can have it. Are they better than you? They're not better than you. They don't have 4 arms or something. They don't have, like, what I mean is they're just like you. They're people just like you. So they just have different sets of rules. And the rules don't even exist. They're all made up. So you can make up your own set of rules. And that's what I mean, like raising your prices and things like that. What if I lose my customers? You will. If you've built an entire clientele on low prices, then you will have, dude, oh my God, I look at some of the customers that used to get upset with me, and it's the cheapest ones too that are the most picky. They'll run you through the grinder, they'll leave you bad reviews. It's poverty mindset, right? It's all consciousness. It's all consciousness. I struggled with this stuff so hard, man, so hard. I've read every book, listened to all these audios on abundance, and it still didn't make sense to me. And now, like, I just left a quote. I just sold a guy, we're trimming up a couple of trees and removing some shrubs for $700. We're literally going to be out of this guy's property. I'm not exaggerating. In 3.5 hours tops. So I'm going to make, I don't know, I should make $600 profit. And not even half a day. And then we'll go to another job and I'll make more money. And that's not every single day. Some days you make $1,000 a day. Some days you work your ass off all day and you make $200, right? But I just want to say, I'm looking now going, oh my God, I can't believe I'm making in a day what I used to work all week to make. What changed? What changed? The only damn thing that changed is the thoughts that are going on up inside of your head. That's the only thing that has to change. When you change and grow on the inside, everything else on the outside of you will change. And it only comes with time. You can't just do it right away, because you have to be through all these circumstances and situations and scenarios, and comparing and building all the Jenga blocks in your head, and reorganizing and shuffling the deck, and you finally get to this point where you start to get it. So I just want to encourage you, just keep pushing forward. If you're not making any money and your new business is not working, you don't know how to get customers, it is not like, it's not magic, you're not cursed. It's not like you hear all this crap poor people talk about, oh, it's a generational curse of poverty. You're under a generational curse. I used to hear all crazy weird shit like this. Oh, it's the devil has a grip on you. It's karma because of you were a bad person in your past life, so you were doomed to be in poverty your whole life. You're never going to be anything. All this bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And I was subjected to a lot of this crap, and it's all bullshit. You can totally be who and however you want. And I do believe in karma, though. I don't mean to be like hokey pokey with you. I believe if you're a bad person and you do stuff consciously knowing it's gonna hurt or rip off other people or do stuff, if you come to a verbal agreement with somebody, hey, $5,000 to trim one little shrub, and they agree, there you go. That's a blessing, right? I'm talking about like I don't know, you buy something, you find out it's broken, and you sell it to someone else. Well, let them deal with it. And then you get the money, like, without letting them know that the thing is broken, or like you hide and conceal things, you're deceptive. I believe that stuff will come back on you and bite you hard. Any amount of deception or hurting other people consciously. But maybe that's a hallucination too. I'm going on and on and on here. I just want to say that when you finally start to make the good money that you've always dreamed of making, I want you to pat yourself on the back. I want you to look up at the sun. I want you to even cry and really look at how far you came, because you can do it. You can totally, totally do it. And once you do it all, you'll go, oh my God, it was all in my head. It was all in my head. It's all in your head, bro. It's all in your head. It's not all in my head, because this, and all those things are just content. Right? And they're real things. Like, you really have kids crying and diapers need to change, and then a woman screaming at you, and then people getting on your ass. But the way you feel and react to those things, like, like, oh my God, I can't deal with it all, that's why you're staying broke. If you look at the man of a household who is the man of the house and makes the decisions, like, take a man that you admire, a man who is the man of the house. He walks slow. He doesn't run around and rush around and talk like, I do that sometimes, right? But look at a man who is definitive. He's certain. He says no. Yes. No. That is structure and organization. It's sequence. It's sequential. You get what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna end this. Peace out.